All right, everybody, we are live. We've got ourselves a tower match, getting close to the bottom of the tower. We have been all over the top. Now we're looking at the ground floor. We've got Swoops and AZK. At least I think this is a tower match. I could be wrong about that. Maybe it's for UPL, I'm not sure. Or not UPL, for SCUL. I'm gonna assume that it's a UPL match, though. Alright, we're starting out on Polestar. We've got AZK. We've got nice colors for him, so we'll go ahead and leave some of that personal expression in the pool. AZK in the top right on Terran. Swoops in the bottom right on Zerg. Swoops is a relative newcomer to the UPL community, where he's picking up Zerg. He's starting to get better overall, but I've been really enjoying seeing his progress and seeing him improve. AZK, on the other hand, has been around UPL a little bit longer, but he's switched over to Terran relatively recently. And if there's one thing I can say about Terran, it's that this race requires just so much fundamentals, so much general concepts that are really easy to screw up and take forever to learn properly. So even though he's not super strong right now, and probably not up to the same snuff that he was as a Zerg player, he's definitely picking it up, and he's definitely getting to the point where his optimization, which is what he was known for as Zerg, is starting to climb up there as well. So definitely a force to look out for. Swoops going pretty standard here. Expect to see a 12 hatch out of him. Drone's gonna be going away. AZK setting up the wall. 2-building wall. Got a Mickey Mouse it. Have to stuff a SCV into the right side if he needs to. Unfortunately, sending out the drone a little bit too early here for Swoops to get his 12 hatch down, but it is up and running, not losing too much time. Scouting SCV out for AZK now. Going in the wrong direction, unfortunately. Opposite direction scout for Swoops. He's actually going to be going for the cross direction scout first. Checking the middle of the map with that as well. A little bit cautious about the possibility of a BBS or center 8 racks. Obviously not going to find that here, though. AZK is going to be looking for the command center. Alright, setting up the supply depot as well as the CC here. Actually popping the SCV in. Not going to block the wall with it, just going out for a second scout. Coming out now for the expand. And I didn't take a close look at what Swoops was doing as far as build order goes, but this looks like it is a 2-hatch Muta. Or at least the build order continuation that you use for 2-hatch Muta here. Need to keep an eye on when his lair timing is. It looks like it's going to be a 258. He's got the money for it, but we're out for... Alright, 3-minute lair. Few seconds behind, but ultimately it's a fine timing. This level, the seconds don't make as much of a difference. AZK's got the gas up. We lost the scouting drone for Swoops. And now we all know what's on the board. No Overlord crossing the map to scout for Swoops. That's okay. This is a tough position to scout, really. And he's got a lot on his mind. Setting up the drones, trying to saturate the natural. Should be looking for a spire as soon as that lair is done. Should be just a few more seconds. Nice transfer here from AZK. For a low-level match, these timings are relatively crisp. Great timing here on the spire immediately after the lair is done. Well mapped out from Swoops. No supply blocks for either player yet as well. Academy from AZK. Going into that 2 racks a cad, it looks like. Although the second barracks hasn't come down, so this is just 1 racks a cad, really. allowing for a little bit beefier of economy, as well as the possibility of going into a faster factory. Ooh, drone coming out this way. What are we doing, Swoops? What's on your mind? We're going to be taking a cross... Are we going to be taking the near expansion going for Guardian Hydra? This is something that Dopa very frequently advocates for. Ooh, this is a really sneaky expansion here. Not even going for the high ground, the third location in the top left. Oh man, this is like a place that I would never scout. I don't feel like AZK is very likely to run into this one and figure it out. Now, it is very exposed and very vulnerable if AZK does figure it out. But that's just kind of the risk that you take when you're taking one of these cross-location expansions. Alright, Spire is up. One sunken here for Swoops. AZK floating a fair bit of minerals here, but going for a barracks explosion. Looks like more of an SK style here. Turrets coming up as well, trying to deal with the Mutalisks. We have the Mutalisks starting to pop. 3 crossing the map. This isn't enough. 4 crossing the map, in fact. We've got moderate supply. A total of 4 mutas. Not going to be enough to one-shot a Marine yet, so it's a little bit hard to get damage, but we can at least go in and scout if we need to. Minimal turret coverage for AZK, but there is turret coverage. Nothing on the back end. The natural is exposed if he needs it. 2-shotting an SCV. Medics out and exposed. These lings or these mutas can take care of him if he spots it. Very liable to lose 1 medic here. Not a crazy disaster, though. Just an unfortunate occurrence. More mutas rallying across the map now, up to a total of 9 mutas. Gonna need to reset the Overlord control group. Unfortunately, we're not grouping the mutas together. Some decent volleys here, but not enough to kill. Okay. Starting to group them together is reset the Overlord as well. This is really nice execution here from Swoops, actually. Going straight into the missile turrets. No counterattack yet from AZK. Losing a couple of Marines. This is actually tough to get the surface area that he wants, but running through now, 2 muta kills. It's really big for AZK. Macroing out of 4 barracks. A little bit of a stockpile. We could get a factory down if we wanted to, but need to keep that within the cover of the missile turrets. Swoops spending beautifully. Good damage onto the turrets here, exposing the production. Swoops could stay on top of the production if he wants to, trying to go after the Muta Ball, or the Marine Ball instead, though. AZK gonna be looking to try and push out onto the map. This is the way that you deal with the Mutalisk harasses. You just threaten to go out. We've lost 2 mutas again. There's a lot more where that came from. We've got an entire control group now of Mutalisks. But already losing them again. These Marines getting great damage. Really wanted to just camp the production and focus on getting the defenses that he needs. We have the Queen's Nest going into Hive. No Hydra Den, though. So this means we're not going to have Lurkers for defense. This is definitely more of a crazy Zerg style, I think. Hoping to get into the Ultra Den, but we also don't have an Evo from what I can tell. We could be going Guardian Hydra if there's a Hydra Den prepared for the 3rd location. But right now, AZK's got a dangerous push coming up. We need these mutas to fall in. Crushing the Marine push. All of AZK's army is dead, and there's still a lot of mutas remaining. And AZK is just going to call GG. He doesn't think he can hold on to this. Floating a lot of money. I can understand why. Such a brutal matchup, man. This is not easy for either side. But that does mean that Swoops is going to be up 1-0. And, well, we got another game where that came from. We just got to find out what map it's going to be on. Nice play from Swoops, though, overall. He is improving rapidly, and we're seeing the result of that practice. Keeping all of the coordination away from the public, so I can't even find out when the game is up or what map they're gonna do. I feel like AZK really favors just standard 4-player maps. This is not a cheesy Terran. He doesn't really have, like, niche or map-specific builds from what I can see. Now, sometimes he will go, like, 2-port Wraith, but he'll do that on any map. He'll do that on a 4-player map, he'll do it on a 2-player map, so I don't see him pulling out, like, Matchpoint or Jane Doe here. We're gonna go to Octagon. So this is one where I personally don't feel like this is a great Terran versus Zerg map for the Terran side, because I feel like it's really exposed to lurkers because of how the choke works and how little buildable terrain there is. Now, if you can get to the middle of the map, it suddenly feels a lot better for the Terran, but that's very contingent on making out to the middle of the map, and there's plenty of room for Mutalisks to get damage, there's plenty of room for lurkers to push the choke, so I'm really curious if this is going to work out for AZK here. Alright, unfortunately we do have the brown Terran, so let's switch this to top versus bottoms, get the blue and the red. Top left, our blue SCV, down 1 game in the series is AZK. And top right, we've got Swoops, rising star, constant trainer, and just generally a solid overall guy. Even if he is British, we'll forgive him for that. On our red Zerg in the top right. Alright, so last game he went for 2-hatch mutatiming. I wonder if we're going to see more of the same or if he's going to mix it up. A little bit of inefficiency here on the mining, unfortunately. Not going to make a huge difference one way or the other. Just double assigning drones. He is late on the Overlord. Are we going 9 pull here? This looks like a 9 pull from Swoops. Yeah. Man after my own heart. AZK going to the middle of the map, though. Ooh. So this is going to be really interesting. I think this is... Yeah, this is just 8 racks. This isn't BBS. So an 8 racks in the middle of the map against a 9 pool. I think that the pool first tier has a pretty solid advantage, but the one thing about it is that, actually, this is crazy because AZK's not walled in. He's going for the early gas, so going to be doing a transition into mech. The problem is, though, he doesn't have a wall, and he's not going to have units at home. This 9 pool's going to get devastating damage. This looks like 9 pool speed as well from Swoops, going for the very, very early gas, limiting his economy on the mineral count so far. Not even pulling off of it. The speed's going to get delayed here. Oh, this is going to be a very low economy game for both players. I don't know if Swoops has been made aware of this is AZK's location. Seeing the SCV coming out now, though, if he's paying attention, he should notice where the Ling's going to go. There's 2 Marines coming out. This could be devastating for AZK. Oh my god, they're going to run into each other right here at the choke. AZK starting it. Gets 1 Marine right away. Oh no, though, the Ling's getting the damage that Swoops needs. And the GG's just called immediately. Oh. Build order loss for AZK. Swoops taking this one 2-0. man, not the way I wanted to see that series go. But, well played to Swoops, and my condolences to AZK. Better luck next time. With that, we are out of here for today.